conversation on this show many times. I don't think it matters whether it's a white person, a black person, a brown person, what country they're from, where they're from. If they're coming here and they're a criminal crossing the border, especially when we look at the numbers of convicted criminals that we have that have come into this country, we want them gone. So I don't care what color they are.
Let me just one of the other subplots of all of this is what's been going on X, because Laura Loomer, Elon Musk having this fight has resulted in him apparently, well, allegedly, according to her, but banning her from certain features of Twitter, basically closing off all of her subscribers. She's saying that this is basically cancel culture, that Elon Musk doesn't like what she's been saying and has basically locked her out of the platform. It would not be the first time that he's been accused of doing something like this.
Yeah, I mean, if that's true, it's worth remembering that he bought the company as a principled stand on free speech. And I think he was right. Twitter did have a free speech problem in the other direction before he bought it. And I certainly hope that he governs it in line with his principles rather than becoming a hypocrite.
Well, the free speech apparently doesn't apply to criticizing.
Coleman Hughes is, I really dislike the guy because he knows better. He knows Elon is putting his finger on the scale when it comes to Twitter. He knows he's been doing it. Just like he did with the Congress and almost shutting down the government. Like, this guy's not for free speech. Again, he's the richest man in the world. For you guys to think that he's doing all this for philanthropy. He just wants to help us out. And MAGA, you guys are just effing morons to think that he was gave $250 million to Trump's campaign to help you? Poor white America? Really? Oh my God. Guys, poor white America. Those of you that are Republicans that don't identify yourself as MAGA or racist, can't you see that the Democrats are the ones fighting for poor white Americans? Don't you see that as they fight for black Americans, as they fight for brown people, they are fighting for white people, middle class and lower income. But we're all in the same pool. The quicker you start to realize that, the quicker we can push these fools, these Republican, just greedy assholes out of office.
Peace, everybody, and welcome back to the Black Only News and Entertainment Network. And before I get started here, please forgive my voice. I have a bit of a cold, so that's the reason why I'm sounding like the way I am right now. But this guy here who has this YouTube channel called Couch Politics, it's a good show, and I check him out every day. But what he is failing to understand is, because he believes that these lower class MAGA nuts don't understand what's really going on. He thinks that they're uneducated. In a lot of ways they are. However, what these people do understand is racism and being compliant to the racism. They understand that their numbers are dwindling, and they fear black and brown people taking over. Now, the reason why their numbers are dwindling is because of their white women's polluted vaginas and the white man's low sperm count. They are not producing offspring at the rate that black people and Hispanics are. So that's why their numbers are dwindling. And if you take out all of the black people, if you take out all of the Hispanics, the Asian, and leave nothing but white people here in America, their numbers are still going to dwindle because they're not producing children the way the rest of the world are. The rest of the world are. And when more people come in, that makes their numbers even less. That's what the fear is. So they believe in their minds, they believe that if you get rid of people, that their numbers will go back up, that their jobs will be better, that their economic situations will improve, when none of that is going to happen. And in 50 years to 100 years, white people will be almost eliminated from this planet because they're not producing offspring. They're not producing they're the next generation of Peckerwoods. They're not doing that. And so they just believe that if you get rid of everybody, if you kick them out of their country, that they would do better. But they're not. And they're not going to. They're just fading away. That's what's going on with these people. They're fading away. Anyway, my brother, I understand where you're coming from. You know, it doesn't make sense that these lower class white people don't understand that the Republicans are not for them. The Republicans are for rich people, for giving tax breaks to the rich, for giving tax breaks to the corporations. They believe that Biden and Harris had something to do with the rising prices of food, of housing, of cars, clothing, whatever. It had nothing to do with that. 3 things happened that raised prices within the last 5 years. The first thing that happened was the pandemic. The second thing that happened was Trump's mishandling of the pandemic. And then these corporations taking advantage of the pandemic and price gouging everybody. That's what happened. Anyway, guys, man, I want to thank you all for coming back to the Black Only News and Entertainment Network. Peace, take care, and be safe.